with tomorrow's news today. This is Headlines with a Voice.
Yeah. It's a car. All right.
Well, hello and welcome to the Lockhart Radio podcast. I am your host, Felicia Lockhart, and today we're looking at Fema and the fact that they have created a rumor response. They're really interested to know what people are thinking, and they sort of want to get in front of some of the rumors that have already been taking place, dealing specifically with none other than the hurricane. So we all have heard that there is no money available and there's all these other things that are happening. And so what we're going to do is take a look at some of the things that they've already got that's going on. I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us. We're going to go on ahead and get right into it. But before we get into it, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas of what we're looking at, right? We are looking specifically at some of the things that's happened prior to this. We're also going to take a gander at what's going on with the insurance for the individuals who live in that area. There are a lot of people who don't know that they do not have any insurance in that area, not the people who reside there, but perhaps those of us out here. Some of us don't know. But the truth about it is that there is a very small percentage of individuals who live in the mountainous area of North Carolina, and they don't have insurance. So we're looking at that. We're looking at a few other things that I think are going to be they're going to answer a lot of questions. Let's just say that some of the things that we're looking at is going to answer a lot of questions. So this is our Friday roundup. Happy to have you here. Of course, we have to take care of my good friend. And so we're going to go ahead and suggest that you go get some barbecue sauce. I'll be right back.
Hey everyone, it's me, Felicia, of the Lockhart Perspective and Headlines with a Voice. I want to tell you a little secret. This is what I used to do, because I don't do it anymore. I would go to the store, buy the barbecue sauce, pour it inside of a bowl, put a whole bunch of different spices, a dash of brown sugar, a dash of maple, and a dash of mustard, stir it all around, and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, this is the best, this is the best. But I was exhausted after all of that, and a lot of times I couldn't remember how many dashes of what I put in it. But I don't have to do that anymore, because now I just go to Judge Joe Brown's website and I order his 3-pack of bottled barbecue sauce. It is by far the best, and I do mean the best barbecue sauce I've ever eaten. And when you go to his website and you order his 3-pack, you'll see exactly what I mean. Head on over to jjbbbq.com and order Judge Joe Brown's barbecue sauce. You'll be glad you did, and you're going to tell me about it. I know you will.
What we have on the screen right here is a woman from North Carolina, and I wanted to hear her story, and I wanted to share that with you before we get into anything really deep. It sort of puts it right at home, okay, right where we all are. So let's get...
I never thought it would happen to me.
For Tennessean Vicki Hunter, the devastation from Hurricane Helene is more than an image on the screen. It's the living nightmare that stole the love of her life.
I just loved him so much. And I wish he was here. I really do wish he was here.
As Helene was passing through with just a light mist in the air in her neighborhood, she and her husband, Jerry, thought they were safe at home.
1 minute I'm baking cookies, and next minute I'm fighting for my life. And my whole life has been turned upside down.
But within minutes, the Nolichucky River, normally just a couple feet high, turned to 30 feet, sweeping away everything in its path, including her home.
I was talking to my sister. I said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And we can't get out. I said, I love you. I love you. She said, I love you too. And she's like, Ron and I are on our way. We're...
One sheet of Bounty versus one sheet of the ordinary brand. One sheet of Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Get the job done with one. Bounty, the quicker picker-up.
On our way.
But the phone call cut out, and her family was in the dark for over 30 hours.
I tried to go in once, and the furniture was floating and knocking me over.
Her home, lifted off its foundation, was seen on video floating down the river. Vicki stranded on the front porch with her dog on her shoulder, her husband unable to get back to her from the other side of the house. Minutes felt like hours waiting for help until she spotted a bright red boat headed her way.
The rescue crew would blow a whistle, and I would scream help. I would scream help. And about the time that they came around, probably 20 feet away, I could see the red front of that rubber boat. That's when my house started popping and cracking and breaking apart. And I had to jump. And I'm in the and I seriously, I don't know how deep it was, but I sank.
But Vicky was the lucky one.
I lost him. And the last I seen of him was his little head, and he was trying to doggy paddle, I guess. And I'm like going, oh my God. And I looked at the rescue crew and I said, can we save my little dog? And he says, we have to save you.
Could you hear Jerry on the other side?
No. I did not know. Like, when the rescue crew brought me ashore, that's when they told me.
Her husband of 14 years was never seen alive again.
Jerry tried to get back to me, and he jumped in the water. And someone said, can he swim? And I said, yes, about as good as he can dance. 1 foot over here and 1 foot over there. I don't know that I've ever seen him swim. So he went in and never came back up.
Her story among the hundreds here she hopes doesn't get lost.
I know. I mean, life won't be the same. And I want help for the other neighbors. I mean, I want the other neighbors to get help with their homes. I want them to be able to rebuild. I want my neighborhood back.
Vicky, like so many of her neighbors, did not have flood insurance because they didn't expect this to happen, Tom. She is now homeless, planning her husband's funeral.
If you were to take someone from Europe that has never...
So you heard her story. You heard exactly what it is that she's going through. She is one of many people who are exactly like her right now that are suffering because of this hurricane. But there are some clandestine things that are going around right now. There's a lot of rumors, and there are a lot of people who are speculating as to exactly what has gone on and what's happened. So much so that it's concerned FEMA enough for them to address it. And so let's look at that, because they've now gotten on the, where they're trying to defend themselves. And I guess that is something that makes good sense. It's the Hurricane Helene rumor response. So let's just take it from here. They're trying to have rumor control. FEMA sets up rumor control to battle confusion about failed Hurricane Helene response. The Federal Management Agency is waging a PR battle to combat rumors and confusion about the failures of the Biden administration to take care of Americans affected by Hurricane Helene. In a post on Twitter on Thursday, FEMA said there's been a lot of rumors spreading about the Helene response. Rumors can create confusion and prevent people from getting assistance they need. Help us share accurate information. Here is the Hurricane Helene rumor response. Keep it to yourself, your family, and your community. Help keep yourself, your family, and your community safe after Hurricane Helene by being aware of rumors and scams and sharing official information from trusted sources. Now, I know they keep touting the term trusted sources, but the problem that I have with that whole trusted sources thing is that sounds exactly like what we were dealing with a couple of years ago, where nobody was a trusted source that was a trusted source. Everybody that was not a trusted source, people who weren't even in the medical field in some cases, were considered a trusted source. So what is it that they're attempting to hide? What is it that they're attempting to stop from being shared? Is it the helicopter gentleman that we watched together the other day, who literally said that they would not allow him up in the air to go back and save anybody else? Is it the woman that we just got through seeing? Is she not a trusted source? What is a trusted source? Is it the fact that now that we're actually reviewing everything that's gone on, that we're able to find out that the monies that were given away were not given away for American emergencies? Is that what it is? What is it that they don't want us to see, and that they don't want us to hear, and that they don't want us to know? That's the question that I have. because to me, it just looks as if they're trying to clean up some things that they don't necessarily have to clean up. If you do what you're supposed to do, then you don't have a reason to try to clean nothing up. That's how I see it. All you've got to do is do your level best to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do to help the community and to help the people that actually put you all in place. And by you all, I mean the government. Now, we are going to take a look at something that is go in there and find your mommy, sweet baby. That's my granddaughter who's visiting me today, and she's so cute. I wish you guys could see her, but we can't show the children on these programs, but she's adorable. Anyway, well, of course, she's my grandchild, so of course I feel that way. Anyway, so let's finish reading this, and then I want to get into some nuts and bolts of this stuff, because there's some stuff that you cannot escape. Now, I know they're talking about rumors, but I'm going to take it directly from the websites. I'm going to take it directly from who received what money and at what point did they get it or they didn't get it. That's what we're going to look at. We're looking at the whole story, at the whole entire story. So let's finish this. And then after we finish this, we'll move on. It says, do your part to stop the spread of rumors by doing 3 easy things. Find trusted sources of information, share information from trusted sources, and discourage others from sharing information from unverified sources. Rumors. FEMA does not have enough money to provide disaster relief. Let that sink in. Here's the fact. FEMA has enough money right now for immediate response and recovery needs. If you are affected by Helene, do not hesitate to apply for disaster assistance, as there is a variety of help available for different needs. October 3rd, 2024, rumor. FEMA is asking for cash donations and turning away volunteers. Fact. This is false. FEMA does not ask for or generally, you got to watch the legalese, or generally accept any cash donations or volunteers for disaster response. We do encourage people who want to help to volunteer with or donate cash to reputable voluntary or charitable organizations. After a disaster, cash is often the best way to help, as it provides the greatest flexibility for these reputable organizations working on the ground to purchase exactly what is needed. Let me be quiet, because I just want to let go. I really just want to let go, but we'll continue. If you encounter someone claiming to represent FEMA and asking for donations, be careful, as it's likely a scam. Government employees will never solicit money. Here's another one of the rumors they're attempting to get in front of. And you guys know we read these things for the first time together. So let's go on. Funding for FEMA disaster response was diverted to support international efforts or border-related issues. Here we go. Here we go. It says this is false. No money is being diverted from disaster response needs. FEMA disaster response efforts and individual assistance is funded through the Disaster Relief Fund, which is a dedicated fund for, I don't want to read this BS, because you know what? You've been taking money out of everybody's paycheck who's played the game for all of their lives for Social Security. So if money is not diverted from the government going to other things, where's all the Social Security money? So don't come here with this dribble, with this mind effing. You're not going to mind F me. You're just not going to do it. It's not going to work. That's exactly what they're doing. They're mind massaging you. If it's in print and if they say it, they're a reputable source. Y'all full of it. FEMA is confiscating donations from survivors. I don't want to read no more, but if y'all want to read it, it'll be down below. If I feel like putting it in there, it'll be down below. Because I'm not going to listen to this. Look at this. FEMA will only provide $750 disaster to survivors. This is false. Well, how come they were just doing that in Georgia? Don't. Anyway. Yeah. So that's that. I'm telling you, I don't have no words because I don't feel like going off on these people's platform. So let me just go on ahead and go on to the next thing. The next series of things that we're going to do is we're not putting anything together. I'm not going to sew things together. I'm going to give you what I pulled, and then you can sew it and make yourself a quilt. You can make yourself a nice Afghan. You can make yourself a new pair of trousers. You can do whatever you want with this information that we're about to look at, because I think you're smart enough to put it together. So we're just going to read one story after another, and I'm not choosing one based on anything better than the other. Just follow me. All right. Put on our thinking caps. Let's see. Let me first show you this. Right there. Oh. Is that Albemarle, Piedmont Lithium land, 291 million in the Department of Energy grants to assist in developing plants. And when we're using this, we got to go all the way down. All right. Piedmont Lithium has received $141.7 million from the Department of Energy grant to help with the construction of a $600 million processing plant in Tennessee. Albemarle Corporation received $149.7 million for a $400 million ore refining plant in Kings Mountain. I'm quiet on purpose. If you with me, I need a 1 in the chat. If you following me, I need a 1 in the chat. Yeah. That's what we need to do. We got a whole lot more. You can't tell me that something is not orchestrated and then have that hanging out. The entire area of Albertville, every single way in or out, you're not getting in and you're not getting out. You're not. Every single place. And I'm not even sure if I could show you a photo that I have. You guys get me? Yeah. You guys get it? Yep. You guys get it. So if they're not allowing anybody to come in and help, because of course they don't want to harm anybody and they don't want to be responsible for somebody, taking their plane up and then, something happening and then they get sued. They don't want to harm anyone. So they're not going to allow anybody to go up in those areas because it's pretty dangerous. Meanwhile, there's thousands of people that are missing. However, let's go back. Let's finish this. The U.S. Department of Energy has awarded grants totaling more than $290 million to a Charlotte-based Albemarle Corporation and Belmont-based Piedmont Lithium Incorporated to help each develop lithium processing operations. It's a part of a $2.8 billion in grants the Department of Energy announced this week to build and expand commercial-scale facilities in 12 states for extracting and processing lithium, graphite, and other battery materials and manufacturing components. The federal funding comes from the $65 billion bipartisan infrastructure law passed last year. Now, let me give you the date of this article. Let me go. I have to go past it to get it. So I'm going to mess it up for a minute and I'll be back. Okay, so the date of this, get off of here. The date is October 20th, 2022. 2 years to the month, pretty much, give or take a couple of days, right? So let's see if I can make it go back the way that it was without you guys losing anything. And I can't. Hold on. There. Now we're back. The 2 years to the month give or take a few days. Albemarle's plan for Kings Mountain is slated to get $149.7 million in federal money, matched by $225.9 million from the company, for a $400 million project in Kings Mountain to refine concentrated, lithium ore is what it is. Spodumene lithium ore from a planned mine there. Those refined ores would go to the company's planned Megaflex lithium conversion facility, which it has slated to open somewhere in the Southeast by 2029. That facility will convert the refined ores to lithium hydroxide for battery manufacturing. The spokesperson for the company notes the grant covers 35% of the project's cost. And here's a quote: "The Department of Energy will help complete the ongoing energy studies, followed by equipment purchases and construction of the facility," he says. Special emphasis will be placed on leveraging the funds to support community workforce development activities in conjunction with our local community college and university partners. Sounds nice, right? The Department of Energy says the project should lead to more than 200 full-time jobs in Kings Mountain when it's completed. Wow, that's great. The Albemarle CEO, Kent Masters, says the grant will strengthen the domestic supply chain for the electric vehicle market by increasing U.S. resources or sources of lithium. Expanding our U.S. footprint also increases the speed of lithium processing, and it reduces greenhouse gas emissions from long-distance transportation of raw minerals. We hope this project spurs additional investment by others in the domestic EV battery supply chain, such as cathode manufacturers, battery makers, and auto manufacturers. The Piedmont Lithium project slated for Tennessee. I ain't gonna lay all of this on you guys at once. But I'm gonna say this before I get into the Tennessee piece. This is what I'm gonna say. If you guys remember, here in the Tennessee Valley a couple of years ago, right before, I think it was during the 2020 election, we had like tornadoes come through the Tennessee Valley. Now I live in Alabama, but this is the Tennessee Valley. And it annihilated a whole entire artery where the guy Bernie Sanders had a whole lot of support in that particular area. It annihilated them right before voting time. They had pure annihilation. But that whole entire area, all in those areas in there, are where they've slated these places to be. So there is nothing that is new under the sun. Everything has been done before. And if it worked before, well, of course, they're going to continue to use it, right? I'm only putting that out there because we're dealing with Tennessee, we're dealing with Georgia, we're dealing with North Carolina, the Kings Mountain area, the whole entire Asheville area. And I'm just pointing those points out. That's it. That's it. So let's finish. Piedmont Lithium $141.7 million grant will be paired with a $430.4 million from the company to build a $600 million lithium hydroxide processing plant in McGinn County, Tennessee. That project is expected to create 120 jobs there, the Department of Energy says. The Tennessee project is designed to be a low-cost source of lithium for the battery manufacturing supply chain, and it's projected to expand the U.S. supply of lithium hydroxide by 30,000 metric tons per year. Here's a quote: "The United States government is putting investment dollars behind its policy to support energy independence and national security. and we're grateful to be selected to help spur critical domestic development of the electric vehicle battery supply chain. This comes from the Piedmont Lithium CEO Keith Phillips. He continues with, over 80% of the lithium hydroxide production today occurs in China, and this grant will accelerate the development of the Tennessee Lithium Project as a class lithium hydroxide operation, which is expected to more than double the domestic production of battery grade lithium hydroxide in the United States. Now, let me show you something else. What day was this? Let me give it to you. Let me give this to you here. Okay. Is that the permits that I'm looking for? I'm looking for the permits. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys this. Here. There you go. All right. They submitted state and federal permits, the same company, for potential redevelopment of Kings Mountain Mine. Charlotte, North Carolina, September 24th, 2024. The Albemarle Corporation, a global leader in providing essential elements for mobility, energy, connectivity, and health, has submitted several state and federal permit applications for the potential redevelopment of Kings Mountain Mine. One of the, hold on, let me see who this is. Set that over there. Okay, so it says one of the few known hard rock lithium deposits in the United States, development of the mine is subject to the successful completion of permitting, as well as the final investment decision prior to starting construction. Albemarle must secure a series of permits for approval from the city of Kings Mountain, several divisions within the state of North Carolina, and the federal government to construct and operate the proposed mine, covering areas such as water, air, noise, and land use. The permit review process is subject to agency timelines that may last 2 years or more and is expected to include extensive agency and stakeholder review and comment. Here's a quote. Completing the submission of our primary state and federal permit applications was a key focus area for the project this year and marks a significant milestone in our journey to redevelop one of the best lithium resources in the world, said the Senior Permitting and Sustainability Manager, Eric Carlson. He continues with, we remain steadfast in our efforts to advance this project through the implementation of industry best practices for responsible mining and meeting the high standards required by government agencies. Once operational, the mine is anticipated to produce up to 420,000 tons of lithium bearing spodumene concentrate yearly. I'm just going to let this sit here for a second because you guys, I just told you, I read with you. I read it with you for the first time. I'm gobsmacked. What a coincidence, right? All right, let's go. Once operational, the mine is anticipated to produce up to 420,000 tons of lithium-bearing spodumene concentrate yearly, providing a crucial building block for sustainable transportation and to support key defense applications. Lithium has been identified as a critical material for energy by the United States federal government, and the mine's redevelopment is supported by a combined $250 million in grants from the Department of Energy, Defense, and Energy. In addition to the preparation and the submittal of the permit applications, the company Albemarle continues a comprehensive stakeholder outreach program, sharing details of the project through a monthly community advisory panel, periodic town hall, and open house events, and operates a project center in downtown Kings Mountain. Earlier this year, Albemarle also commenced the public participation portion of a voluntary environmental and social impact assessment. The assessment is a key element to align the mine's redevelopment with the Initiative for Responsible Mining Assurances. That was that. Standard for Responsible Mining and the most comprehensive set of globally recognized standards for responsible mining. Here it is. The ESIA seeks to develop environmental and social management plans to minimize adverse impacts and enhance benefits for surrounding communities. So all the communities that are surrounding the area that they have, they are going to help to benefit them once they're, up and running. Those people won't rebuild. There will be nothing there. I just find it very curious. The timing is terrible, isn't it? The timing is absolutely awful that this would happen right during a time where this type of storm would come through and thwart their efforts. There's a few ways that you can clear land. For those of you who follow me, you know exactly the video that I'm referring to. Those of you who co-labor with me know that we did a video not long ago, a couple of years back, that talked about it. As a matter of fact, it was during Lahaina, the Hawaii situation, where we talked about the ways that you can clear land. You can burn it. You can go through with earth movers. There's lots of different ways. So they plan to publish and share the assessment findings and anticipated management measures with the community stakeholders throughout 2024 and 2025. Does anybody know what's going to happen to these individuals' homes here? Does anyone know what's actually happening to the houses that are now only a smather of land with a bunch of timber and debris and stuff on it? Does anybody get to keep their land? Or, I remember not long ago, BlackRock. That's good. They purchased a whole bunch in that area just not long ago. Yeah. So that ought to help them a lot. That ought to help everybody. Did you guys know that? Yeah, they just did it. So that ought to help take some of the strain off. And there were people that were saying that they were constantly getting requests to purchase their homes. It is, no, I don't want to. I'm up in age and I don't want to give it up. I'm good. I don't want to give my home, have to go out and get a condo or something else. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Don't want to do that. Want to look at the closures of the quartz facilities. Yeah, there was some quartz facilities. Helene forces closure of North Carolina quartz facility, disrupting the tech supply chain. Let's get into this. This is from Spruce Pine, North Carolina. So we've got that story. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Saturday. On a Friday, because tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow, Saturday night, we'll be hanging out on the Lockhart Perspective. We are continuing on with a series that we are running for the Feast of Trumpets that is due tomorrow. So that's for the Saturday. But today, thank you for hanging out. All right, so let's get a gander of this. There we go. Helene forces closure of North Carolina quartz facility, disrupting tech supply chain. Many remain missing in the wake of Helene, as the death toll rises. And it doesn't appear that anybody, where the children, where are well, obviously we know the pets. If you didn't get your pet, I'm a pet lover. The children, the elderly. I heard something about the prisoners that they had moved at one point. So I don't know how that ended. I don't know where they are, but they did say that they were going to have a telephone number for people to be able to reach, to call. Don't call now, but they're going to be able to call out. I don't know. Widespread devastation has left behind Hurricane Helene came to light Monday across the South, revealing a wasteland of splintered houses, crushed cargo containers, and mud-covered highways. In one of the worst storms in U.S. history, the death toll topped 130. Now they have this live now from Fox. We're not looking at that. Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Hurricane Helene has forced the shutdown of 2 North Carolina facilities that manufacture the high purity quartz used for making semiconductors, solar panels, and fiber optic cables. A reopening date has not been announced. Well, obviously, it won't be for a minute. I think it's Sibelco, the quartz company, operates in the Appalachian town of Spruce Pine. They closed the facilities on Thursday ahead of the storm that swept away whole communities in the western part of the state and across the border in East Tennessee. This whole area here, all where the Native Americans were, all this whole country is rich in minerals and was a place that could be self-sustaining. I'm not going to read any more of that because that just ties some pieces together. That's it. But we are going to deal with a couple of more things. We have to. Okay. I already mentioned the whole Bernie Sanders piece with the last election portion that we were dealing with and how it just came through here and just that day that everybody had to go vote. His whole area that people really were looking to vote for him was done. Just absolutely done. Let's see, what else have we already gone through? We've already gone through the lies with this whole FEMA thing. We're going to get into this. We're going to find out who they are. I know a lot of people always say they won't let you do this and they won't let you do that. We're going to look at who they are. Okay, making sure that we're done with all of this because I think we've thrown enough on the wall. I know we have. Okay, we did this one. Now let's take a gander at who they are. All right. U.S. President holds a semiconductor during his remarks before signing the executive order on the economy. February 24, 2021. All right. Okay. Before I get into that, I just want to tell you guys that they're at it again with the jobs numbers. The job numbers blow past expectations as the U.S. economy adds 254,000 jobs. I made a comment on this and I said, again, that trick will never work. So go and dig for that story, you guys. Biden says, under my administration, unemployment has been the lowest in 50 years. A record 19 million new businesses have been created and inflation and interest rates are falling. Oh, Lord, help him. So you guys look for that. But here's what I want to show you. We did the story immediately after we did our live last night. It was about a 45-second video. And we were specifically saying that, you know what, hey, this whole thing is done now. You know, they're agreed to this point, but they're going to come back to the table of agreement in January of 2025. And we're going to hear exactly what's going to happen then. They, whether people want to see the reality or not, the ones who were able to have that kind of power, they are they. That's who they is. That's who they are. That's them. They the ones. Had this thing gone on to the point of 3, 4, 5 weeks, we would have seen a different side of the American people. It's not to say that it won't happen. But had it continued, Y'all would have seen something because people was already acting like a bunch of crazy animals, running through the stores and buying up everything. They don't have enough sense to stop and say, wait a minute, isn't this a bit convenient? What's really going on? Everything that's done is a test to see exactly how you'll react. They don't have to wait months anymore to find out exactly how you feel because they've already tenderized the sheep. And since the sheep have been tenderized, it just takes a little poke. Don't take a lot. It just takes a little bitty poke. And when you get that little poke, they say, it's almost done. Is it soup yet? Almost. So here are they, the United States Maritime Alliance, LTD. Here are the members. These individuals are the ones who run stuff. How do I know that? Because they was just running stuff, baby. They were just showing us who they are not long ago. They were just showing us that they hold the power. They do. We are under maritime law. Everything is dealing with maritime. Even when they had to send Assange to go to the court before he was able to come out, baby, that was maritime. They was out there in that water. He had to go to the water. He had to go to the roads. I can't say a lot here. I can't say a lot here. I cannot say a lot here. Do you know who the roads are? Do you know where the term Rhodes Scholar comes from? Do you know where he had to go? Why he had to go to the middle of the water? Why he had to go to the middle of the water, baby? Did he do anything to one specific place? Or could he have been considered a threat to all of the world? So who's over the world? Who is they? Who are they? And what do they do? What do they lead? There's some pretty bad jokers. You only got a handful of them that run everything on both sides. Run everything. So you see, the not getting of the items was not just going to hurt us. When they saw the other side, okay, wait a minute here, hold up now. Okay, we know what's going on with the U.S., but it's going to affect us as well. And we're not ready to do that yet. We're not ready to roll that out yet. Anybody know who Rhodes is? Anybody know what a Rhodes Scholar, where that term came from? Does anybody truly understand maritime here? So many things that you really can't say because a lot of people either don't get it or they look at you like you're a monkey doing a math problem because they are just like, why is she talking about that? Everybody is thinking that the spooky stuff is the 666. This one is the Antichrist. That one is the Antichrist. This one is this. Do we really know the players? Do we really know who the players are? And do we know what they have in their hands? Or do you just know the names of the individuals that they've allowed you to see? And are they them, the ones you can see? All right, here you go. Here are the members who decided, let's just get this together. So the United States Maritime Alliance, USMX, a nonprofit incorporated membership association, represents employers of the East and the Gulf Coast longshore industry. Its membership consists of container carriers, terminal operators, direct employers, and port associations. The USMX members' companies are responsible for the transportation and the handling of cargo shipped to and from the United States. When it's coming from the United States, where is it going? Who's receiving it? Is it just going to one place? We know better. So here's the list: the APM Terminals, North America Inc., and it's got all the names. Atlantic Container, Boston Shipping, Charleston, Steve Doring Company, CMA, CGM, Columbia Group, Cooper Ports America LLC, Costco, Shipping Lines, CPO LLC, Evergreen Shipping Agency, Gateway Terminals, Georgia, Steve Door Association, Hamburg Sud North America, Inc., Hampton Roads Shipping Association, Hapag-Lloyd, HMM, Jacksonville Maritime Association. It's all here. Maersk, who's now been in partnership, and if you guys remember, or you may not remember, but Maersk is now merged with another company, and I believe that what's going to end up happening with that is, even though you see the merger and both the names are still there side by side now, I think what's going to happen is that other company is just going to chip away with Maersk altogether, and it's just going to be them, and they'll have all the holdings after that. Okay. Mediterranean Shipping, New Orleans Terminal, the ocean, all of this. This is them. Because when you look behind who they are, when you get behind them, you see a lot more than a little bit, baby. You see a lot more than a little bit. I'm going to leave this right here. Yeah, we've been here about 46 minutes now. But I put that there because I wanted everybody to understand and wanted us to all get it. And the fact that it's not just, hey, is Michael here? Hey, A. Howell, all of my mods. Michael Powell, hello. A. Howell, hello. I love my mods. I love all of you as well. Daryl Calhoun. I truly believe I have the best mod squad on the planet. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now, you guys, like I said, I was not going to put it all and string it all together. Just throw it on the wall and let you grab it. Just throw it on the wall and let you grab it. Hey, Annie, how are you? You know what? Let me just say this. When we begin to understand things, that if you look at everything in the form of a pirate, or look at everything in the form of maritime, just look at everything that way. If you look at everything that way, it'll answer a lot to you. It'll answer a lot if you really, truly, honestly take everything. If you take everything that you thought you knew and you just throw it out, and then you just start fresh by adding piece by piece, everything will make sense to you. Everything will make sense. And that's the reason why we cannot get involved in all the stuff that's the hoopla going on right now, because there is a they that you ain't never going to see until they want you to see them, and then it'll be too late. But with all that said, there can be nothing but one governing body is the goal, because they are already, and they're already handling and wielding everything as it is. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. Some of us have been like, I'm 60. We got some of us that are 60 here, 70 here. We've been seeing a lot of stuff all of our lives. But when you really get down to it and you start to really understand who is who, what's what, and how the players are, then you understand that that cat or that chick that everybody is fighting to vote for is just merely a distraction. I mean, it literally is a distraction, because where the rubber is meeting the road is what we just got through seeing them. You see how much power that is? For them to be able to say, okay, we'll just stop. We'll get it together. They said, psych. They said, psych. Psych. We're just kidding. We'll do it later. And then they went back to work almost immediately. And now they're trying to undo everything that slowed up between the time they said shut it down and let it go. That's a powerful group, baby. They're powerful, and everything here operates in maritime law. So if you really truly want to understand everything that we're dealing with right now, The whole, her ships are far off, and people looked afar and saw her ships doing this, and her merchant ships, and she had this and she had that, and how beautiful she was, and all this other stuff with dealing with all of the Babylonian talk. The Babylon is fallen. It's even deeper than that. It is even deeper than that. Because it's been in your face all along and you haven't known it, because everybody is running around attached to their belief system. And that's the problem, because your belief system at best is borrowed. So if you're holding on to your belief system as a way to gauge and measure, think it not strange that everybody got the same answer. Sums up with that. No one can think critically. Everybody has the same thought process. Really? Everybody's a winner? You guys would be good. I got to get out of here. Before I say something and then they give me a big old yellow dollar sign on here. It's only get what 12 or 13 cents. And they ain't going to give me nothing if I keep going. So I better hush. Lord have mercy. I cannot do this for the money because I ain't getting none. But I tell you one thing, I love each and every one of y'all, and I'm not about to get myself in no mess and no trouble. But what I will recommend you guys all do is to take care of yourselves, because ain't nobody going to take care of you. You already see that. Everybody, every single day I say that, we see it more and more every day. More and more every day. I have some people who I absolutely love because we have a relationship that I know that they were sent to take care and to hold and to love me. Because sometimes in these types of positions, we pour out so much of ourselves that we find ourselves depleted. And I want to thank those individuals who just send me a text or just send me an email or just show their love in other ways, whether it be, a trinket, or somebody has sent me, somebody sent me a coin, a beautiful coin. Somebody has sent me, just lovely, sweet things, just things that show that they care. Those are the things that when you have somebody, and we're always pouring out, our lives are not perfect at all. We're not perfect. And sometimes you see us just being obedient, showing up. But what feels good is to know that there are people that the Creator will put in your path that love you, that genuinely love you. They are put in a place for a specific time, purpose, and season. And it's those people right now that I want to tell thank you to tell you, I love you for loving me. And I love you for being obedient to our Father, because He knows when somebody needs a hug. He knows when somebody needs a kind word. And you are being obedient to Him when you do exactly that. So I want to thank each and every one of you who have loved on me in the most recent past. Thank you. Now, for all of y'all, go and get you some barbecue, baby, and take care of my friend. Because when I see you again, I'm going to ask you, how's my friend? Because my friend is you. Peace.
Hey everyone, it's me, Felicia, of the Lockhart Perspective and Headlines with a Voice. I want to tell you a little secret. This is what I used to do, because I don't do it anymore. I would go to the store, buy the barbecue sauce, pour it inside of a bowl, put a whole bunch of different spices, a dash of brown sugar, a dash of maple, and a dash of mustard, stir it all around, and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, this is the best. But I was exhausted after all of that, and a lot of times I couldn't remember how many dashes of what I put in it. But I don't have to do that anymore, because now I just go to Judge Joe Brown's website and I order his 3-pack of bottled barbecue sauce. It is by far the best, and I do mean the best barbecue sauce I've ever eaten. And when you go to his website and you order his 3-pack, you'll see exactly what I mean. Head on over to jjbbbbq.com and order Judge Joe Brown's barbecue sauce. You'll be glad you did, and you're going to tell me about it. I know you will.
With tomorrow's news today, this is Headlines with a Voice.